Hello, it is me, Leo Kono, LAICON. This is Thursday, June 1st. We made it to June 1 of 2023. And I'm showing you here the Santa Monica beach. It is a really beautiful beach. This is my gear. I recommend that if you're gonna stay on this beach, you buy this tarp from Home Depot. You will go to Home Depot and buy the tarp and the mover's blanket. This is a mover's blanket. It's also sort of like a little mattress because it's padded, and it'll get you through staying on this sand, because this sand has been infected by the man who's sitting in that building, the California Attorney General, Rob Bonta. Rob Bonta is not a United States of America citizen. He is a citizen of the Philippines. We are at war with the Philippines. We are at war with the South China Sea. And they have a Filipino who's the owner of a coral reef and meth mine from the Philippines as the Attorney General right there. And what he did is he got into the Naval Observatory and he was able to control the rain clouds. He had rain clouds coming from New Jersey, from the Meadowlands, where they're planting, like in Kearney, New Jersey, and Route 1 and 9. They're planting biological warfare. They're planting like leeches and worms. Look at my legs here. Look at my legs. Look what's going on here. See that? And I also have it in the back of my neck, which they call a Death Star, which is like lice, that is like man-eating lice, that was planted by Gavin Newsom, who's been trying to kill me, because they stole $1.8 billion out of TD Ameritrade, Warren Buffett, and they put it into the ocean-wide plaza, the 3 towers on Flower and Olympic. So they used my money to build the ocean-wide plaza, which is crazy. And they've been trying to kill me, and they're financially suffocating me and stifling me of unemployment insurance. They've been Joyce Lee and Priscilla Chan. Priscilla Chan is the one who stole my code. I was the programmer. I'm like the best programmer around, computer programmer, software engineer. And I'm the one who created YouLoveMe.com website and also People Friends. And they stole my code, and they used my code for MySpace. They used some of my code for Friendster. They use my code for Facebook, and they paid the Winklevoss twins. They paid them like $800 million or more, the Winklevoss twins. Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg won't pay me a penny, so I'm prosecuting them because Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg, Priscilla Chan's mother is Joyce Lee, who's in charge of the California EDD unemployment insurance, and her cousin is Simone Cagua Darienza Silva Salamani, who's Angela Teresa Fong of United States Office of Special Counsel. And also this Daphne, aka Kenneth Edwards' daughter, Denise Edwards, you know. So this Daphne was storing meth, like an entire room full of meth, you know. And they're stealing the unemployment insurance, they're stealing the DPSS, they're stealing the CalFresh, and then using the food stamps to buy meth, and they're storing it in, and they're putting all their money into new construction. Like, for example, the Midnight Mission, all the money, they're committing genocide, ethnic cleansing there. They're murdering all the people that are trying to relocate. Like me, I was working at City National Bank, and City National Bank's involved with this, along with Kamala Harris and Maria F. Buxton and the rest of the Louis Farrakhan Negroes and niggers. You know, you can't even call them black Americans because they're immigrants and terrorists who come to this country like Rob Bonta over there. So my point is that now I went to the Supreme Court. I filed a petition for the review at the Supreme Court, and it was accepted. And there's a Louis Farrakhan Negro there, who's cousin with Summer Hawkins, which is a Los Angeles County District Attorney, who's committing grand embezzlement on a mass scale of everybody who relocates, of Sister State Money Judgment Enforcement with Letitia James, New York State Attorney General. And they're stealing your life savings. They're stealing wills and inheritance from TD Ameritrade and pension accounts. And they stole my money, so I filed a petition for review. And Regina Richards of Key Bank of New York State Unemployment Insurance is in collusion with Joyce Lee of the California EDD Unemployment Insurance and DPSS. What's her name now? It's Christina Hajar, who's a Darienzo, and also Miss Williams, Tracy Williams, and also Daphne. So what's going on here is that they're using the unemployment insurance, and they have an antitrust monopoly going on because they murdered Tanny Cantel, who was the California Supreme Court Chief Justice. They murdered her. And recently, they made it look like they appointed another Jimenez or another Ruiz or another Perez or another Giovanni Reyes, you know, which is part of the Mexican federal organized crime. So you have a federal organized crime ring known as pay-to-play criminal racketeering that William Barr and Xavier Bachir were arrested for. And then they have sub-rings like a Mexican ring, and they have an Armenian ring, and they have an Irish Republican Army ring with Mary Premtaj and Ed Cedez and Christina Hajar and Lane Mandel. So the worst, out of all of the federal government organized crime rings, the worst one is the Irish Republican Army and Mary Premtaj. And my point is that there's also Regine Dominique Shelton, who's really like Regina Richards of New York State Unemployment Insurance, who has reincarnated into Regine, and also Summer Hawkins, my ex-wife, my first ex-wife, Karen Teresa Castorino, who may also be Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, who's going to be soon be terminated. So what I'm saying to you is that my petition for review was rejected, and I am getting ready to file a motion to enforce contempt of court because George Gasson, Summer Hawkins, Tracy Anderson, Jessica Garcia, Amanda Garcia of Perfectus Aluminum, they have rejected my subpoena to get access to restitution centers. So my next move is to get California Highway Patrol to enforce the contempt of court. And this guy, Rob Bonta over here, he had these rain clouds come with the Naval Observatory, and they started like raining on me for like 4 weeks in a row. They gave me all these infections. And it's an antitrust monopoly going on because Regine Richards, Regine Dominique Shelton, she is hijacked the California courts because she also has another AKA clone who has reincarnated into Eva McClintock of the 2nd District Court of Appeal. And they're committing forgery. They're committing forgery of court orders. You know, there is a Dorothy Kim and a Carl Moore, who's not even really a judge from California. I think he's from Florida, and I think he's dead. So it's a fictitious judge that signed the papers with Larry Moran, my ex-brother-in-law, who's a family member of Mora. What's his name? The owner of the Giants, Wellington Mara, and his son, Larry Moran, has a shrinky-dink here, a clone known as Lawrence D. Rubin, along with Dorothy Kim and Carl Moore. They have committed forgery of orders, fictitious judges that don't exist. And they just appointed a new California Supreme Court Chief Justice to, you know, try to sweep it under the carpet. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to file a petition for review. But this time it's going to be a petition for review for Los Angeles County DPSS and California DSS, which is the Department of Social Services. CalFresh, they're stealing CalFresh for Met. General Relief, Cash Aid, CalWorks. They're stealing more money with DPSS than the corruption and the embezzlement that went on with California EDD Unemployment Insurance, which was like $800 billion or $1 trillion or more of what they reported. And now I'm about to file a petition for review for DPSS. And so when I go to California Highway Patrol, I have 2 petitions for review, and actually a third one coming against Facebook, against Mark Zuckerberg, Priscilla Chan, and Joyce Lee, and Angela Fong, Bruce Fong of the Office of Special Counsel. So I got a petition for review coming up with DPSS, and that'll give California Highway Patrol an incentive to take my petition for review seriously, because there's lots of money to be made from DPSS, and there's lots of money to be made from Facebook now that the stock's high. And so that's it for now. I'm filing another petition for review, and hopefully the California Highway Patrol can enforce it, because I know there are U.S. attorneys. They're impersonating me. They've stolen my lawsuits, and they're saying that I do not allow it. Before, during, and after, I do not allow anybody to impersonate me. And the U.S. attorney went ahead and created this like mock trial where they started arresting the 6 Chinese people with Perfectus aluminum. And the 6 Chinese people, they got a slap in the wrist with espionage. They should be charged with treason. They should conduct an asset forfeiture and treat them like drug dealers and take all their money. Instead, you have the U.S. attorney who's impersonating me, Leo Kono, and all the lawsuits that I've been working on for the last 6 years. They have stolen all my lawsuits, and they're like, they come to see me every day to bribe me to just settling for it. I'm not going to settle. I'm not giving you my lawsuits. On top of that, I don't want to give the money that's recovered to the United States of America. The IRS is already getting 50%. 50% of the money, I'm only getting 5%, so 45% of the money should stay in California. That's why I'm going to get the California Highway Patrol to enforce it. And this time I'm going to file a petition for review with DPSS to make it worth their while. So don't forget about this Rob Bonta here. This guy is a Filipino. I don't understand how they make a Filipino attorney general. He has these rain clouds that are killing people with acid rain. He should be terminated.